I have had other cameras, but in the last 2 years, I've just been using my iPhone to get pretty good quality video. Like you, I've done lots of research on different types of cameras that are suitable for vlogging. I have owned and either returned or sold the Canon EOS R50, which is their entry-level so-called vlogging camera. I've owned the DJI Action 5 and the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And to be honest, I found all of them lacking in some way. And also, I've just gotten used to using my iPhone. I found with the Canon EOS R50, it does have those beautiful Canon skin tones, but the problem with it was that you can really, or I could only really use it on a tripod. Anytime I wanted to shoot B-roll facing outward, just handheld, or hold it and do a bit of vlogging, it's just so shaky compared to my smartphone. And the trade-off just wasn't there for me. And also a little bit cumbersome too, because it's heavy to hold it for any amount of time, even though it's a really small camera. By contrast, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is amazing if you need to just film yourself. It does, selfie cam mode amazingly well. I've never used, I think, anything, including this iPhone, that does that quite so well. It grabs onto your face and it does not let go, and it's pretty flattering as well. Helen in editing here. The thing that I forgot to mention about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is that for me, it had a significant issue with focus hunting when I wasn't in selfie mode. So anytime I was trying to film myself doing artwork or something like that, the focus would go in and out and it would be kind of blurry, then it would catch it, and everything I tried would not work. And apparently this is a known problem that some people are struggling with. It just doesn't quite know where to look. I'm sure they'll fix this with a subsequent software update, but just for me, I just found that really frustrating, and it was a major reason why I ended up returning this one. For the DJI Action 5, well, the issue for me is that I've now entered my reading glass era, and so I find it really difficult, if not impossible, to see that teeny little screen. So I just would never have any idea what I was actually shooting. And I know you can connect it to your phone and look at your phone to do all your framing, stuff like that. But at that point, you may as well just use your phone. The quality is not so far superior. And I'm certainly not doing a whole ton of action. Like if you need to go underwater or something, obviously you need an action cam to do that. But I'm generally not doing that on this channel. So I shoot mostly vlogs and product reviews, and I use my smartphone. I find that basically I'm not a photography or gear channel. So I find that the iPhone shoots, and this is a couple of years old. I can't remember which version I have off the top of my head. I guess it matters so little to me, but I'll put it here. As long as the audio is good, people generally don't say too much about the camera quality. That's just how good these are these days. So I would just say, if you love acquiring gear, by all means, try out those different action cams. The Pocket 3 is kind of cool to tool around with. Having an actual photography camera is cool too if you want to take up photography. But I started to realize these were all just barriers for me to getting my shot or just hopping on quickly. Like right now, I've got a very minimal setup. I just got you on a little tripod. It took me maybe 20 seconds to set up, and it just takes longer with those other devices. But anyway, how to get the most out of your smartphone. So the number one thing you have to concentrate on is audio. If you're using the selfie cam, which is what I'm using, which is usually what I use because I just like to see myself and the quality isn't as good as the cameras on the other side. It's a trade-off, but I think it's worth it. It's just really nice and easy to frame myself. I make sure that I put my grid lines on and I just sort of center myself in them, and I record. The setting that I use is 30 FPS in 4K. YouTube likes 4K. This is cinematic mode. I'm going to turn it off now so you can see, but what cinematic mode does if you have an iPhone is it blurs the background, so you can't see too much detail in my paintings up there, in my Christmas tree, which will be coming down soon because we're at the end of that season. Let me switch you over to non-cinematic mode. Oh, but before I do that, some of the problems with cinematic mode is it takes a bit of time to process after you're done shooting it, and it can do weird things like my hair will be kind of a little too frizzy because it's processed digitally afterwards. It's like, imagine they're laying a digital filter over it. It's imperfect. It's imperfect compared to like what a camera would give you. If I were wearing big earrings, it might just make them fuzzy and in focus, fuzzy and in focus. So it does some funky things. So generally I don't use cinematic mode. Let me switch over. So this is just regular video mode. I'm in front of some windows. I just shoot with natural light. You can get into lighting if you want, but that's just not what I'm into. I like to keep it extremely simple because I really just want to focus on what it is I want to say and what I want to show people. So I'm less about making sure that the color grading is beautiful and, I've got like fill light and shade and all those other good things. Like I'm just not that interested in that side of content creation. So when it comes to audio, you can see here that I'm wearing a lav mic. This is just sorry, and if you see me holding this, it's just a hair elastic that I'm fidgeting with. This is just a lav mic that is wired. and it was very inexpensive. It's a Boya lav mic, and I just plug that straight into my iPhone. And you'll see people talking up, the Hollyland mic, or DJI makes some mics that you can attach to your phone. Sometimes they don't sound great because some of them are attaching via Bluetooth. And sorry if I'm getting beyond you, if this has gone too far into the woods of audio, but a lot of people who are thinking of using their smartphone are concerned about their audio and looking for options. I just like the wired option. You just plug it in. That's it. You never have to charge it. There aren't a number of buttons to fiddle with, because I find with some of those little wireless mics, they're great. Like, they are convenient, but I find that I was often just pressing the wrong button on them because the buttons are tiny and I'm just trying to get going. And as we said, I need reading glasses now, so I can't always see everything super well on them. I'm just sticking with the wired mic. It's just so simple. You just plug it in. That's it. The downside is, though, because it's tethered to the phone, if I yank this, the whole phone thing will come down, and that has happened to me before. So you do have to be mindful. So when I haven't done a great job with the audio, and I may still do this even with this video, because sometimes the audio is okay, but it's not to my liking, what I use is Adobe Podcast Enhance. You just sign up. I think you need to have an account, but it's free to use for up to 30 minutes of audio. And so, to make a long story short, I use iMovie to edit. So I export just the audio file. I run that through Adobe Podcast Enhance. I upload it. The AI system enhances it, makes it perfect. It sounds really good. It didn't sound that great about a year and a half ago when they were just releasing it, but they've really dialed it in. So it sounds great. And then I'll just lay that on top of my video when I've completely done editing. And the sound generally is really nice when I do that. I've even had people comment that they've liked the sound of it, and they're wondering what kind of mic I was using. And I was just using this mic. But what really cleaned it up was Adobe Podcast Enhance. I'll leave a link down, and if I haven't remembered to do so, just ask me in the comments. So this is not the usual type of video that I would make, so I'm not going to ask you to subscribe because I may not make more like this, but if you could give this video a like, please do. And if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them as best I can. Drop them down below. So the last thing I just quickly want to tell you about in terms of enhancing video is I've been fiddling around with DJI Mimo's app, and I got this because, as I just mentioned, I had the Action and I had the Pocket 3. And so DJI has this app that goes along with it. You can import your footage and enhance it. And when I say enhance it, you can make your face brighter. You can smooth out your wrinkles. You can even put lipstick on. You can make your nose thinner. You can make like this, all kind of glamour effects you can get with it, but it will also do the exact same thing to your iPhone footage. So I have this app installed. I just throw some clips in there, whatever it is I want to just like improve. Sometimes if I'm outside, my face looks extra wrinkly, so I take down some of those wrinkles just for my own edification. It does a really nice job. So it's basically like a free filter. Now, I'm not 100% sure if you can use this app without owning a DJI product. And so with those simple tools, I just use my smartphone. If I don't have a tripod, sometimes I just lean it against something, and that does a pretty good job too. Right, so if you're looking to start a channel in 2025, please do so. Don't let the gear hold you back. Don't save up for a Pocket 3 or like a Canon. Just start with your iPhone. See if you like doing it before you start investing in gear, because here's the thing also, people on YouTube are only watching often on this like little screen on their own iPhones. So they're not necessarily seeing a huge amount of difference, a huge difference in quality. I've shot with these different things. People have never commented on how the cinematography in my videos look. They're just not, my audience is not there for that at all. And the iPhone takes really beautiful landscape type footage. So when you're outside, I think that that's where it really shines. I'd say, like, as a studio camera, it's not the best. It's certainly adequate. It's better than any probably webcam that you own built into your laptop or computer. And the best thing is that you always have it with you. You never have to think twice about where it is. Is it charged? So don't hesitate. Grab your iPhone, start shooting today. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.